What's up, you all? Come on in the room. 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 I'm going to try not to be long because I want to do this before Saturday Night Live comes on. But y'all come on in the room. Come on in the room. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Hey, Catherine. How you doing? Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, y'all. Hey, Catherine. Lyric, what you doing? Oh, she got that ice? Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Come on in, you all. I'll give you all a few minutes. I'm not going to be on long. I gotta do some things tonight and then Saturday Night Live and some things. So come on in. I knew that you were going to. Oh yeah, I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. You know it. You know I was. Hmm. Yep. Oh, lyric, you in that ice? Oof. He's crunching that ice up. Y'all come on in. I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes. Come on in. So yeah, come on in. Come on in. Yeah, she ate it. She ate it. I have you enjoy. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the weekend. It's been really good. It's been peaceful. It's been peaceful. You gonna watch Saturday night at 10:30? We'll turn it on and watch it. We'll watch Saturday Night Live at 10:30. Us? Okay. No, I'm good. I mean, I can find. I mean, yeah. You want to put it on? Yeah, yeah. So it comes on at 10:30. So it's out. It got time. It's right here. All right. NBC Channel 2. Y'all come on in real quickly. I'm gonna let y'all come on in, and then I'm gonna say what I need to say, and then I'm gonna be off. I'm gonna be off. I'm gonna be off. Hey, Kitty Key. Hey, hey. So that one right there. I'm looking at what you're doing. All right, you all. So The other half is turning it to Saturday Night Live. It doesn't come on till 10:30, but yeah. So we doing this. Did she go to the bathroom? Okay. I hear her. I hear the caller. So yeah. Hold on for a minute, you all. No, 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 no. Give me a couple of minutes. So anyway, you all. So let me tell you what happened. So I guess Brian has been avoiding, I guess, talking to me and coming to the platform because he went to sleep on the platform last night. Okay. I'm happy that somebody told him, hey, you weren't breathing. I thought he would come over so we would say, hey, Brian, you need to deal with the breathing. But I'm just glad that Wolverine came over to let him know that, hey, you weren't breathing last night, that you were really struggling for breath and a whole lot of stuff. So I'm glad that he allowed him to, know what was really happening, what was really going on. So I'm glad that he told him because that's what I really wanted him to know. Hey, that you stop breathing at some point in time. And, so, but Wolverine did it. So when all of the people cleared out from Brian's chat, I noticed that he was still on. And so I wanted to really let him know that, A, glad that you talked to Wolverine, and then going to Virginia if he wasn't going to go on Nescation. It's about not about Nescation. If he's going on Nescation, then great. If he's not, it is what it is, right? That's it. So I go over to Brian's channel. I acknowledge Catherine and I acknowledge Brian. I wait to Catherine finish. And then I spoke. And Brian said, yeah, he was getting ready to go off. I'm like, well, you getting ready to go to bed. Oh, I see you being shady. No, you said you were tired, but I just wanted to talk about those things. Everything was construed as you're being shady, you're being shady, you're being shady. Not one time was I shady. Not one time was I shady. Then, um, I'm like, well, I'm glad that you talked to Wolverine. Then I talked about the Virginia trip because I know that there are going to be some homecomings. It's going to be a lot of people, a lot of good concerts. And, it would be really good for him to see some of the YouTube people and see Virginia, go to Virginia Beach, go to a concert, see the marching band. I thought it would be really good. It was considered to be shade. And what really got me was, I'm trying to explain and I'm being patient. And then he's cutting it off. And I'm like, okay, so is this a lick back because I came on your platform and I guess you're displaying your dominance? And then it was the dismissal. Then he said, well, I've been through this. I was embarrassed. And I'm like, well, I'm not here for that. Notice that I'm talking about Virginia. And I'm like, I'm not sure if you're going to Nestation or not. Oh, that's what this is about. So Catherine, that was my first time and last time going over. And see, I stick to my promises. So I'm not going over because I'm like, first of all, Brian has come over, and yes, he started off polite, but has commenced to trying to curse and all of this. And we have these conversations. I may ask him a, a qualifying question, and he takes that as shade. So I guess that's going to be our relationship. I guess that's what it's going to be, just shade. Just shade. Again, no one called you out your name. People calling you gorilla and they're calling you all of these names. Didn't come up there to do that. Didn't come up there to curse you out. Just came up to say, hey, if you do not go here, this may be something that you may want to check out. And I'm glad that you are taking care of your health. Bottom line, I'm glad you're taking care of your health. Never used to, somebody said, Pastor, people are side eyeing Brian because he's always talking about you and how you treat him, but he's always on your platform. He can come on the platform. That's his decision. And how he handled me on this platform was definitely his decision. But I won't be back there again because I'm like, dude, you won't even let me explain why I'm coming over here. And this is the thing, Brian. You let this heat come over and spew all of that stuff out about Ness. I mentioned Nesscation, didn't mention Ness. Said, I don't know if you've been invited back or not to Nesscation. That's not shade. I don't know if you're going or been invited back or not. That's not the case. I'm letting you know that there are other options in October if you wanted to do something. Didn't even mention that lady, but you can let this heat get up there and say whatever the hell she wants. Ness as well. But then when I come up, not even mentioning another content creator, just saying that it's good that you're going to get help with what you need help with. And there are other options in October. That shade. So again, Catherine, what you said was right. What you said was right. But because that person, I guess, is irritated and embarrassed and so on and so forth. I mean, yeah, but I'm always accused of not going on to people's platforms. And now you see, that was it thing. Not upset about it. It's definitely a lesson learned. But people are like, oh, that's a bad sport. No, I'm not. At the end of the day, I went over. The intents were right, but I won't do that again. I won't do that again. I even told him I fell asleep. I mean, but Catherine, you can't because it doesn't go. And again, he's a one track mind. And once he has something fixed in his mind, it doesn't, it's pretty deep. But why you go strike up alive about you if he's going to keep coming over here? Oh, because I can. This is my platform. And if I have an issue, just like I don't stop him from going to his platform when he's feeling some kind of way. So, yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. But I'm just telling you the intent. So Ness said no, and that's final. She said that today. See? See? So my thing is, it's crazy. There is no one that should ever feel bad. Yeah, I mean, she's referring to him, Pastor, not you. Oh, okay. I don't. Oh, yeah, I understand. But that's what I'm saying. So we're pretty much saying the same thing, But I just think it's something else, and I think it's a maturity level. You know, um, I don't think anybody was cracking up and laughing when he was asleep. Now, don't get me wrong. Was it content? Yes. I don't even know if there was shadiness, but I know that it ran. But the biggest thing is you have something recorded that maybe you need to listen to. And then if there was a doctor situation, doctor, this is why I'm coming because this is what's happening. But I won't come on to your channel to speak with you anymore. If you don't come over here, we won't speak. I'm definitely not clicking on your link anymore. I asked for it. It was dropped. And so it's like you sound like you were very irritated. You were very agitated, but no one was shading you. So yeah, somebody said Brian is unwell. I don't care what nobody says. Yeah, yeah, because once he gets in his mind locked on something, he doesn't let it go. And because I don't know where he was coming from. Are you coming from I'm getting my lick back because now you're on my channel? I don't know. I really don't know. Couldn't really talk about it because again, at every corner it was like, okay. And I'm like, well, how can I explain it if you won't allow me to explain it? But it is what it is. There was no qualifying question. I can understand if he said, well, what is your motivator for coming over here? Or asking a question. But it was like, no, nope, 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 you're shady, you're shady, you're shady. And I'm like, I didn't come shady. And I kept on saying to him, at the end of the day, I haven't said anything to you that's shady. Now, you're not going to Nescation according to the people. Her no is final. Her no is solid. And so if her no is no, then it doesn't stop you from going somewhere else. There are other places you can go, period. And you going to see a doctor is great, especially if this is a situation and you did stop breathing. And I think Wolverine gave you good advice. Madam Moselle, I think you may be right. But, you know, if you can't read the room, I didn't come up yelling and screaming and I let Catherine finish. And then I proceeded and then it was immediately stop. And I'm like, oh, okay. But I won't be back over there because he has to work out some things within himself. And that's why I was leaving. People are like, oh, look at Jay leaving. No, 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 no. When you tell me that I don't want to hear what you have to really say, when you are accusing me of doing something, then I leave. Then I leave. I leave. And it was no need to stay there. I was not reading the chat. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this. I do not read chats when I'm in other people's platform because I'm really coming up to speak to them. So I don't read chats. I don't. I really don't. And some of you all be typing vigorously when I'm in. I can't see it because I done blocked you. So if I really don't respond to you, that means you're blocked. Now I should have blocked. Mm, I'm not going to say anything. I might have to go back and do that. But yeah, I think he's just having a bad day. Yeah, he can. And I'm going, but like I said, I'm just not going back over. Um, I won't click that link. And like I said, I'll click a couple of people's links. But yeah, yeah, you just being shady and you came to embarrass me. No, I didn't. I didn't. And again, the people who came up and did their number on you, now you're saying that, yeah, they did use me. It is what it is. So yeah, but Catherine, you were dead on it. You were spot on. You were spot on. And yeah, I just think that he has gone through a lot. But I'm not the cause of that pain. I'm not. And my thing is, you know, you embarrassed because you would see that's just like me not coming on camera because people are getting unflattering angles at me. I don't care. And I guess when you are uber sensitive and you can get in your emotions, that stuff would bother you. It will bother you. I mean, me even making the suggestion that he goes to Virginia was shady. No, it's not. Three homecomings, you know. And like I said, I could have said a lot of stuff, you all, because Brian is in proximity to two black colleges that that's Texas Southern and Prairie View A&M. And I'm just like, but hey, it is what it is. Made the suggestion. I mean, Virginia Beach is beautiful. There are a lot of things. There's a lot of things to do in Virginia. I mean, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. What's up, Keena? Yeah, Lyric is up here laid out. Baby, she is laid out, which is good. So she's resting. So yeah. So Catherine, I was like, no, we're not going over. And I just think that people are over emotional and then you were picking on me. You never talked to me. You never went to go see it. I was gonna stay away for 3 days, and for what? Now, Catherine, I wasn't asleep. I closed it when I felt like I was getting ready to go to sleep. I just shut it down. But I was highlighting comments. Um, I was doing that. I was giving a little commentary, but I was up. So sounds like a misunderstanding. It's a misunderstanding, but that's one misunderstanding. I won't grace your platform again. I'm good. I won't grace your platform again. Uh-uh. It only takes one time for me. See, it only takes one time for me. I won't grace it again. What's up, Catherine? And I'm not upset, but when you do stuff like that, I'm like, look, I'm like, take one time. Go ahead, Catherine.
Hello, Pastor. Well, I just wanted to try to, well, while you were up there over there, just was trying to, I had hoped that he would understand what I was trying to say about him falling asleep, that it's a natural occurrence. It happens to everybody.
I fell
Now,
asleep on a programming once and woke up and just ended it. I fell asleep, and then I came back and said, "I don't see." I said, "Now I see how limit. I don't see how he do it." I mean, I've fallen asleep maybe once or twice, three times it could be. I've fallen asleep. So yeah,
I don't see for me, like I just told him this now, there is no consequences for him falling asleep. I actually fell asleep at work and could have been fired. Like there's no, and that's why I really wanted him to know you are beating yourself up for something that you basically had no control over, because once you take a muscle relaxer is going to take you down. There is no
yeah,
question
and
about
that's
it.
what happened. I mean, it did.
If you add other elements to the muscle relaxer, that of which I think he did, then there was no question of that he fell asleep. It was going to be when he fell asleep,
Hmm.
because they usually within a range of 20 minutes to a half an hour you're down. So it depends
Yeah.
on the person's system, but that's, I mean, that's why I'm telling him he has to get
Yeah.
out of that.
Yeah, and what good came out of it is that you realized that you stopped breathing when you were asleep, and you're going to do something about it. And
That wasn't God.
and I don't think that was shady. I'm just saying that was real. So, but I agree. I think Brian is immature to a level, and it's like, dude, nobody is trying to shade you. You didn't hear shade, and I'm trying to explain. But again, I think Mademoiselle has it right as well. So with the immaturity and then that mechanism, I understand, Brian, that this heat pissed you off and she used you. But when I told you that, you pretty much shut me down. You pretty much shut me down. Pastor always said, don't breathe life into what you don't. The Spirit, of course. And that's true, Mademoiselle. But, you know, I told you that this, what was going to happen. I told you that girl ain't, but you shut me down. Again, Brian, it's always a shutdown because again, you think I'm always being shady, but she did exactly what she was gonna do. Saw it coming. Talking about she cares for me. No, she don't. No, she don't. No, she doesn't. And so, yeah. And Ness doesn't either. Now, I'm a subcontractor. I'm a 1099. I'm up front. I'm up front. But at the end of the day, um, and that's what I was asking Ness. I'm like, well, if you like Brian so much and you don't have an issue, then invite him to Nesscation. And for the mere fact that she didn't, it just spoke volumes. It said everything.
Come on, Pastor. The saying is the friend of my enemy is supposed to be your enemy too, right?
No, not with these people. But again,
No.
that's the thing. And again, and people have brought it to my attention, but I've noticed it as well. She really gets with these gay men and try to pit them against each other. Same thing with Rodney, and I'm like, okay, I don't have a problem with Rodney or anybody, but I did what I did. I told him why I did it and didn't flinch. I mean, and I don't have a problem with Rodney. I really don't. But if Rodney thinks that woman is loyal to him and all of this, he's wrong. Because he found that out when he was on Doris' channel and he wasn't even saying anything. But the mere fact that he was on Doris' channel, it's not only this he, it could have been anyone. Anyone. So when people are insecure like that and when they're paranoid, that's what they do. And
But
it
you
was a
know,
matter of time. Um, yeah, I can't hear you,
drop
Catherine. Something
you.
going on. Go ahead.
So what I'll do a lot of times is I'll go to people's clouds and I won't drop down. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So last week YTC and Ghetto fell out, right? Now
Mm-hmm.
because I was in the chat saying something, she called me two faced. No, ma'am, that's not how it is. I don't have anything to do with you and Ghetto falling out just because I'm in the chat. All these other people that's in the chat talking, but you gonna pick me? No, ma'am. See, this is what I'm saying to you: is people tend and as a older man that you are, about 5 years older than me, well, 4 years older than me, you probably know that when you were well, let me speak for myself. When I was younger, people always thought if I stop speaking to pastor, you should too. No, see, let me let you speak for yourself. Don't tell me who can be my friend on the YouTube, off the YouTube, in the street. Don't do that. See,
But it's a
because
control mechanism, Catherine, and that's what it
I
is. It's control.
oh,
It's
this is
control.
a virtual act.
Yep,
That's what
yep. But
people
that's
don't
it. That's
realize.
it. It's control thing. It's control thing, and people will try to cajole people into "I care for you," or "I thought we were cool," you know, and it's like they use that relation to have control over people. And that's why I tell a rider lives. You go anywhere you want to. I have I have moderators who moderate for other people. I don't have a problem with that. It is what it is.
I mean, most of the people that I moderate for are outside of the beef sector. But the thing that I've noticed inside of the beef sector is these people make it just like with YTC saying that I was two faced because I was in the chat and she fell out with. I didn't have anything to do with her falling out with Ghetto. She fell out with Ghetto over
No, it
what
ain't no
he did.
friends, but it ain't no friends on YouTube. And if you do have friends, you should be protecting the friendship. Everybody should know it. And I don't think these people get it. And they prove me right all the time. So it is what it is. Instead of you know, looking out. And like I said, it's business. I don't have a problem with Brian. I just won't go to his platform because at the end of the day, I went over and it could have been volatile, but I'm like, oh no, I'm just gonna go ahead and go. And I know what I was going over there for. But if you felt that I was coming over for a different reason and we can't have a conversation about it, then I won't come over. I have a platform and I will use my platform to come over and let people know why I went over, what I was going over there for. I've never lied about why I left the video on and everything. I know people trying to make a big issue, but I knew why it was there. And so, yeah. So at the end of the day, no one was being shady towards you. And these people are not your friends. They're
Mm.
not your friends at all. At all. And again, just like that person say that she can't understand you always coming to my platform, always coming to my platform, but we see what happens when people actually comes onto his platform, and when people who you may not be cool with go to another person's platform, we see how you react and what you do. And you got an issue with control. She has a control issue. And I don't know if it's abandonment, because people have left her, or people haven't been, I guess, faithful to her. I don't know, but that stems from something, and
But
so it is what it is.
but it was like last night with Shamar's it was like last night with Shamar's competition, right? Now, the thing I like about Shamar is he supports everybody. Even when people
Hmm.
don't support Shamar, he
Hmm.
still drops everybody's check.
Hmm.
So if I'm not mistaken, I believe Rennie TV won his competition last night. It was a singing competition.
Okay.
All right. So the thing is, you know, I think it was Rennie, Queen Pisces. It might have been another person because I started getting sleepy around that time. But the
Hmm.
point is that I feel as though over here people are always want. It's like, okay, I don't speak to Jay Wilson, so let me tell the people that I'm associated with not to that, because that would be like a couple of content creators who I'm mindful of. They be like, oh well, I don't speak to Jay Wilson. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Because
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
but
even
that's
though
how they
I'm not,
are. It is very juvenile. It's very juvenile. Very, very, very juvenile. It's
because
very
see,
juvenile, Captain.
what I see over here is I see people mind for people that don't speak to each other. So what I'm saying is the subby or the mind don't have nothing to do with the fact that those two people don't speak to each other, as long as that person remains neutral. I'm not taking sides. This ain't baseball. I'm not a referee. That's not my job. I'm not taking sides. Ain't nobody paying me to take nobody's side.
Yeah,
See,
I
referee
will
get
say this though. I won't go. I won't. The bottom line is, I won't be going. And like I said, he probably don't care, and it's cool. I won't be going back over there. I think that's my first time maybe clicking on his link for. I mean, I can't remember when I have, but I mean, it's been. I can't recall, and I'm not saying I've never clicked on this link, but I really can't recall. But that's the last time. I'm telling you, and I'm not upset. I'm not angry, but
I
mm-mm.
don't. But here's the whole thing. I didn't. I don't recall that Ro was over there earlier because he was live. I believe that he was live earlier, and Ro, before I left to go to the gym, Ro was on his panel talking
Hmm.
about how he fell asleep, right? And I'm not lying to you. I have no reason to lie. I do not recall him getting mad with Ro when Ro
Hmm.
was telling him that I heard Rose tell him that he sounded really like he was out of. I do not recall him getting mad with Ro when Ro was telling him how he fell asleep. I heard everything that Honest Ro told him about him falling asleep. Not one time did he get mad at Honest Ro for telling him that he fell asleep. So I didn't understand why was he on like playing football. Somebody has to be on the defense, somebody has to be on the offense. I didn't understand why he was on the defense about something like that. I mean,
Well, you make a good
it's
point.
not a crime. It's not a crime to
You
fall
make a good
asleep.
point, though. You make a good point. You don't want to talk about it, but you didn't stop Roe, and I didn't even come talking about it. I just said
But
that I'm glad. Go ahead.
Ro did, because when I was listening to his live, right? I don't know when Ro clicked the link. I'm gonna tell you the truth because I was in here. You know how you be doing stuff and you don't really be paying attention.
Hmm.
So all I heard was Rose start talking. Then yeah, Rose said, I don't know how I got worked into the conversation. I said I wasn't really listening. But I did hear
Hmm.
Rose say, yeah, you fell asleep last night on Jay Wilson's I did hear Rose say that. So all I
Mhm.
heard was listen. All I heard was Brian listening to what Ro was saying. So then the day we listen. When he did that today with you, I didn't understand that. Listen, it's it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact event.
But this is the thing. I just said that, look, I'm glad that you're seeing the doctor. I'm glad you talked to Wolverine. I really didn't even go into details about that. But that makes, again, Ro comes up there, says the same thing, but it goes to show you where people are with me. And that's why I'm not going back over there. Because to me, it was almost like a lick back or something. You know, I'm in control of my platform, so I won't even let you. And I'm like, okay, I mean, it is your platform, but like he said, I have mine as well. But I think you bring up a point about Rose saying the same thing, but he ain't say nothing about it. But again, it is what it is. I mean, it's a lesson learned.
No, what Rose said to him was his exact words were, "You need to go listen for yourself." Now, if somebody tells you, Catherine, you fell asleep last night and we got the tapes to prove it, then that means that you can watch it for yourself. You don't have to take my word, your word. He
Mhm.
doesn't have to do that. He can go back at your live last night. He can listen to it. So, but if somebody outright tells you that, and then you say, well, then that's when he said, and I have no reason to lie in case he's in the clouds. His exact words were, "No, I don't want to. I don't want to see that." I mean, he said it like he did something wrong to somebody. There was nobody to do anything to. You took a muscle relaxer and your body gave into what you put into it. That's what you put into it. So your body gave way to it. So there's no harm. There is no foul. Moving right
Mhm.
along. Moving right along.
And I didn't try to trigger him, so I didn't mention anything about the weed. I didn't say nothing, not
Um,
one thing, because that could have been
Kenna,
a trigger
there's
right there.
no Kenna. The issue is not that he fell asleep. The issue is not that he fell asleep. The issue is that when he fell asleep, he was snoring and he stopped breathing on Jay Wilson's live last night. That is the issue. It's not the issue that he fell asleep because people fall asleep on their lives all the time.
Mhm.
And
Brian
I
took a
like
Brian took a muscle relaxer.
right.
Took a muscle relaxer. I don't know if he did any weed. I can't speak to that, but he says he does it daily. So, you know, and he was tired. He said was running a lot of places, doing a lot of things. So he said he was tired. So in mid sentence, the first time he called himself, woke up, but then I was talking to him the second time, and he was snoring, and I just let the tape run. And people like, well, that was no. He needed to hear it. And there were some times that he did not breathe.
It sounded
And
like he was struggling to breathe, catch his breath. I mean, like like somebody go.
yeah, well, I don't know why he comes. I don't force people to come. But I will say this, he knows at the end of the day, I'm going to give him sound suggestions, even if he don't want to hear it.
True.
I haven't told him anything wrong. See, people think, well, Jay Wilson don't care nothing about you. Jay Wilson, let me tell you something. I don't tell people to fight with folk. I don't tell people to pull up. I tell people, use your emotional intelligence about things. When it comes to certain things, I'm going to give my opinion on. But it's always going to come from a place of experience, realness, law, making sure you don't go to jail,
Hmm.
making sure that if you something happens to you that you legally do what you need to do to protect yourself.
I
So
mean,
that's what I've done. I have never told Brian. I've never told Brian to go do this, or I've never told Brian to do something that was going to jeopardize himself. Even when Brian was leaving that hospital, I'm like, hey man, why are you leaving that hospital? You know, you should don't do that against the doctor's orders. It has never been anything to that point. When that man was knocking on that man's door, I'm like,
but
well, if you don't come,
he made a big deal about falling asleep on your panel when Dory fell asleep on this panel. For real, for real.
okay.
I mean, no, the reason. Listen, and when I was on over at Lemon, somebody fell. So listen, people do it
Well,
all
let
the
me
time.
fall asleep on this channel all the time.
Right, but no, I mean somebody was actually on Lemon's panel and they fell asleep on his while they were up there. So people, what I'm saying to you is, people do that all the time. People, but wait a minute, people don't always gasp for air like they're struggling to breathe all the
Mm.
time. Let me clarify that.
But let me say
So
this though. He may be embarrassed, and I can understand it may be embarrassing to him. And I'm not saying that I'm not disregarding his feelings of being embarrassed because, okay, but what that embarrassment has led to is him now taking actions to make sure that he rectifies that situation, which is a big thing. Okay.
right.
That, which is a big thing. And, um, yeah, yeah, I mean that's what happens. I mean, you know, yeah, he fell asleep, but you don't need to be embarrassed.
I think
Somebody said
he's
I take muscle relaxer 3 times a day, and you will fall asleep. Okay. Somebody
I,
said basically you have actually been genuine. I have been for the most part. Now, am I shady? Yeah, I can be shady. I can, but I wasn't coming to be shady when I clicked that panel. I came to tell him that I'm glad he listened to Wolverine because I wouldn't have been able to have that conversation with him. And so I
no,
was happy that he had.
I mean, he listened to some of what
Yeah,
Wolverine was
but
saying.
not that Wolverine. Well, he did listen to some, but he didn't like the
So,
weed part. He didn't like the weed part. That's a sticking point with him. But I just said that, and then made a suggestion that hey, maybe you go to Virginia. That wasn't shady. That wasn't shady. Um, you know, Jay Dunn will do something shady and all off color, and you be like, wait a minute, why you just popped up and said that? I didn't do that. And even
but
in the midst of saying, okay, I don't know what's going on here, I'm just like, I'm getting ready to leave. I said, I'm getting ready to leave. I mean, because there's no need for me to stay there. And thank you. And as you can see, I was like, thank you, Catherine. Oh, now no, I'm not mad, but I'm not going to sit here and fight with you. If I'm telling you I'm not coming up to be shady, okay, well, whether you believe it or not. And so, again, that's why I have my platform. I can come onto my platform and talk. But my thing is this, Brian, let me tell you who really shady. See, I'm shady, but my shade don't really make you look really, really, really crazy. Now you come over and we do our thing, right? But what's shady is somebody can drop you that quick from a trip, that quickly from a trip because of who you had on your platform and not think that you were sincere. Now that's deep. And I really felt that you were trying to defend Ness, but Ness was so far gone and pissed off at you that she just said no. And I believe that. I believe that. But again, you can't tell you nothing. That hurt, and she meant to do it. And you're not going to get back your power because again, she hasn't invited you back. So getting back and taking back your power is going somewhere else and saying, screw this. I'm going to enjoy my time somewhere else. And just because I'm not coming to your event, that doesn't mean that I can go somewhere else. That's taking your power back. I mean, but hey, it is you. You do what you want to do. That's totally you. And I'm not telling you, but that's how I see it. And then this heat thing. You thought that lady cared something about you, and what she did was what she does. And now she's coming after you. Now she is making videos about you. So again, that's true, nasty, dark, vile shade right there. That right there. What you think, Catherine?
I think that if he would have fell asleep on somebody else's panel, I don't think it would have been a problem. Observation. I don't think it would have been a problem. I mean, I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand. See, it was you. And when I say it was you, it's because you and him always have that type of banter where you're constantly where you toggle with him in a sense of it's like a father and a son. Brian reminds me of the son that you're trying to give him good advice. And he's always like, but see, Dad, this is how he gives that in a sense of the word. You're trying to tell him something that's good. Oh, Wolverine earlier telling him about the blood clots and the smoking, okay? The
And that
correlation.
was a hard thing for him. And he argued with Wolverine. No, no,
I
no,
heard.
no. Because the smoking is from the earth. And no, Brian, opium is from the earth. Tobacco is from the earth. It will still take you out. And you puffing, and it will
Right.
go in your lungs. But again, that's where it goes. See, it was good until
I
you
mean,
got to that part. Go ahead.
cannabis. The thing is cannabis is from the earth. But the issue that I have with it is this something that your doctor gave you a yellow card for and said, here, go to the dispensary and get a month's worth, or are you buying it from the street? Because see, it'd be different if it was issued from your doctor. But the fact that you're still trying to walk on both sides of the street. You want to take the doctor's medicine and then go out in the street too. And that doesn't mix. It never goes well when that happens. It doesn't. I'm not being smart. Those are facts. You don't know what you're buying when you buy stuff out on the street. You don't know whether it's sativa or indica. It didn't come from a dispensary. It's coming from the street. So what I'm saying is, how do the doctors know? You know how some people like, well, I'm not gonna tell the doctor I'm smoking weed. Do you really think the doctor care that you doing something that you shouldn't be until you end up in front of them because something happened? They could care
Yeah,
less if the truth was to be told. But
yeah,
I'm
it's
just saying that
interesting.
him doing that is adding on another factor because it would be like him saying I don't smoke cigarettes, but you taking in marijuana that is not FDA that CBD cannabis is different from what you're doing. There are two different things. You're trying
Mhm.
to hide what you're doing while somebody in the medical profession is telling you that that's not good for you. So
And
it's
just
like you
telling you that you need to get that check because it could have some. But again, what his thing was I heard Jay Wilson say, and that was enough right there. Boom, that was enough right there. Youngster, I believe you. They're upset. Brown was sleeping on. Let me tell you something. If he would have been sleeping on Jay Dunn's panel or Ness's panel, baby, they would have had a whole field day with it. Oh, you know they would have. You know they would have. And I think that's why Ness is upset too. Because it's almost like you're always going over there, but girl, you ain't clean. You ain't clean. And you are a
I don't even
crap
like the
star.
fact that y'all fell out. I don't even like the fact that y'all fell out. For real. I can't even
Well,
lie
well, but
about
no, 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 no. First of all, she came on my platform last. And I think that we went there because she actually came on to Lemon's channel because I think she tried to put Lemon up to do something and Lemon didn't come through with it. And all of a sudden, you don't have to do anything for Ness. Ness is just like that. But it was not a falling out because, again, I don't trust Ness as far as I can throw Ness. And again, we were never cool because when she wanted to meet me in San Antonio, I'm like, mm-mm. And I guess that bothered her, but baby, no.
y'all have been cordial
We
up
have been.
until maybe
Cordial doesn't mean that I trust you, and cordial don't mean. Baby, I'm from Florida, and we don't forget. We don't forget. Oh, we
that
don't
is true.
forget. And I know that all the people that I have battled with, especially the ones from Florida, don't forget. Don't you ever think that folk don't forget. Folk don't forget. And so my thing is, just because we cool on Monday, that don't mean we're gonna be all right on Wednesday. And again, when she was in Vegas, I've seen all the shenanigans that she pulled in Vegas, and now how everybody is this, and the third. Like I said, she wanted to meet in Vegas. I mean, in San Antonio. You know, if I was all about Ness and like Ness so much, we would have met in San Antonio. I didn't want to see that lady.
But I mean, the only thing that I wanted Brian to take away from him falling asleep was that the reason why he felt, and that's why I had to actually tell him that my younger son, who's 24, he'll be 25 in October. My younger son had to have his tonsils and adenoids removed when he was 4 years old. The only thing that I wanted him to know is that when you're an adult and you're not a child that's snoring, they don't automatically go to your tonsils and your see, they do that. They did that for my son because he was 4 years old and he was snoring. But you're talking about at an adult. When you're an adult, they automatically do, as they did with my older son, they automatically go to sleep apnea first. And then they said, we'll look at your tonsils and adenoids second. They didn't automatic. So that's what I was trying to tell Brian. You falling asleep, yeah, but I mean, sometimes people don't see when things that are bad. When I say bad, I'm not saying him falling asleep on your panel was bad. I'm saying he's looking at it as it is a bad thing, but he doesn't realize that him falling asleep on your panel is what saved his life.
Pretty
And
much, pretty much, pretty
Brian,
much.
if you are Brian, if you are in the clouds listening, had you not would have fell asleep right here on this panel last night, and it would have been somewhere else, you would not have been able to receive what you need. Listen, God knows what you need when you need it, and who is important, who you should receive it from. Sometimes there are people in your life, and He don't allow you to receive it from them because that's not who you're supposed to get it from. And he know that too. And you say that you believe in Jehovah. Well, believe that Jehovah have every event planned and lined up in your life. Everything. Tonight when you go to sleep, he know the time that you're going to go to sleep. He know the time that if you wake up, he knows that too. I'm just a firm believer in that.
Well, I don't have a problem with Brian. I do my show, and you know, it is what it is. But if he's embarrassed, okay, I can understand that. I mean, I can understand that he's embarrassed. It is what it is, and we move on from it. He was trying to stay away from a couple of days, so it is what it is. I just think that clicking on his link and how he handled it, it's just like, no, I'm not coming to your platform. I'm good with it. I have mine. It's good. So, but look, Catherine, I'm getting sleepy, and I don't want to go to sleep on my platform. And Saturday Night Live, getting ready to come
Right.
on
The
in a
reruns.
couple of
Okay.
minutes. So, me and
Yeah,
the
go look
boo
at
gonna
the
watch
reruns.
it.
Go look at the
You
reruns.
know it. So that's it. But thank you for coming on, Catherine, and thank you all. Y'all have a good
All right.
night. Peace and love. Bye.
Bye.